Happy birthday to my buddy Mickey Delaney. No, I did not forget. I've been running terribly late because of doctor's appointments, and I had to get something situated for my daughter. So I had to take care of family first. So again, sorry I'm late, but you'll get this show in its entirety. With that in mind, let's go. On your mark, get set. Let's go.
I can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up?
Good morning. Kevin Durant, you should have never left California.
This bronsexual upset me in having to bring this teenage idiot from Wisconsin into a sports conversation. Are you really surprised the Cowboys are giving up on Ezekiel Elliott?
Whoa. Hell no! Well, no one cares about baseball.
Bitch, are you for real?
Oh, yeah. I am going to call a couple of audibles here. Good morning. I know it's afternoon, but trust me on this one. I had to make sure I get that greeting in. Welcome to the wacky Wednesday edition of Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson. Glad to have y'all with us. And in lieu of the whip around and the late start, first let me explain the late start. Hey, you all like the new setup? It's something I'm going to flirt around with and try a couple of different things and make sure y'all get the best presentation. Let me thank Thomas O'Boyle at Zebo TV for allowing me to air this late because I'm usually on an hour earlier, but had some doctor's appointments this morning. I had to make sure to take care of those so I can continue to get healthy. The leg ulcers that I had on my legs a couple weeks after Thanksgiving, they are healing great. And the folks at the Wound Care Center and the Lymphedema Clinic in Columbus have been absolutely fabulous. I got a great education today on what lymphedema is. My wife, my beautiful, awesome, supportive wife was there. My daughter was there, but because I had to pick her up from work. But it went good. It went really, 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 really good. And that is why I'm on 68 minutes later than normal, because I had to come home and I had to get some things taken care of for my daughter, had to get some things taken care of for my wife. And I'm flirting around with this new setup. Like I said before, we will get into why Adrian Griffin was fired and why Sixer Nation should be happy to be free of Glenn Doc Rivers. But before we do any of that, I want y'all to know that I love you. I appreciate you all being patient with me as we get this show together. My awesome executive producer, Cole Johnson, my in-studio engineer, Victor, my virtual in-studio engineer, Victor Locke, all of you in the Fanatics feedback zone, as you can see on the screen. Just all kinds of things that I'm trying. And one of my television producers suggested a ticker that's at the bottom of the screen. I hope that is okay. If I can do something better, I will. And I need y'all to really support the Snowman Stadium Tour by going to GoFundMe.com/F/Snowman Stadium Tour. If you can help the show in the immediate, the Cash App you need is $Tallman Dr. K50, or the PayPal you need is at Snowman2172. All right, with that all being said, let me see if I can get Jason Joseph up here. He said the ticker is spot on. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I plan to do more with this ticker. And tonight, I have women's college basketball in the Red River rivalry, as the Texas Longhorns will host the Oklahoma Sooners. That will come your way at 7 p.m. Eastern, and 6:30 is the pregame time. I backed it up to 6:30. Everything should be done here around the house and should be ready. They're gonna let's do a quick whip around presented by Fanatics. I won't even play the opening. The divisional round averages 40 million viewers. It's up 7%, and I'll say only 7%. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and do this the right way, shall we? I'm waiting on Jason Joseph. I sent him the link to join me. I think Jason, until I get this set up, join by audio only. Okay, and that's for everybody that I invite up. It'll be done via audio only for now, just so I can make sure everything gets together and gets done and gets done the right way. So with that in mind, are we going to take a break? Yeah, we're a couple minutes from taking a break, but Brandon Beane, the GM of the Buffalo Bills, says he still views Stefon Diggs as the number one wide receiver. Don't know why. Terry Rozier is now gone from the Charlotte Hornets, and the Miami Heat have acquired him for Kyle Lowry. LeBron, Curry, and Embiid headline the U.S. player pool for the Olympics. Brian Callahan is set to be the new head coach of the Tennessee Titans. And as I said, up in Seattle, the decision is looming on one Geno Smith. And if I were the Seahawks, I would not bring him back. That's the abbreviated version of the whip around presented by Fanatics. While I wait for my guests to come on via audio, I have a message for Adrian Griffin.
You blew it. Capiche?
I'll work on that. Let me take a break. When y'all get back, Jason Joseph will join me via the Invader Coffee hotline. And I'm hoping Victor Locke joins me as well. We're going to talk why Adrian Griffin was fired and why Sixer Nation should be happy that they don't have to deal with Doc Rivers anymore. If you watched the playoffs last year with the fabulous Jason Joseph on the call, you'll understand why. Back after this.
Everything Boston. I love you morons. New Kids on the Block, New Edition.
Dear whatever the law firm is. Sincerely, the U.S. Supreme Court.
Ben Affleck, Matt Damon. Go yourself again, Jason
Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze god.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crayon they get, they palm it and do 2 circles, and that translates to I can be the black people.
As he takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, Pacific Time Zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Oh, I'm sorry. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel. Ready to hang with some fellas who know football? Let's ride. LC Muscles 28.
I think they're the most overrated defense in the league.
Steel Sermon.
We did not trail for a single second.
Tiny Tim.
McCarthy is a bonehead.
A Pizzle 90.
I'm going with my boys. Fins up, baby.
Get ready for the 4 Horsemen of Peckham's. Every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central on YouTube.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Welcome back. Brian Snow here with you, a.k.a. Snowman, and I want y'all to know I got some women's college basketball tonight. The Red River Rivalry has the 11th ranked Texas Longhorns hosting the Oklahoma Sooners. That comes your way at 7, pregame 6:30. Jason Joseph joins us now. How are you, JJ?
You know, I went back to the Wells Fargo Center last night. After watching that 70-point performance by that beast.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I went to go watch the hockey game. I love what the Flyers are doing. I was constantly focused on the action. I thought that the game was great. But I'm sitting in the parking lot as soon as I'm coming home and all that traffic at the Wells Fargo Center, and I get the news on my phone from CNN that Doc Rivers is going to the Milwaukee Bucks. And I'm so happy I was in park mode because I sat in the parking lot laughing for 5 straight minutes.
Oh, yeah. Because the Milwaukee Bucks are about to get destroyed.
Oh my gosh.
I don't hate saying it because after you and I basically covered the Sixers playoff run last spring, one of the first things you said was that Doc Rivers had to go, that he lost his lost his penchant for coaching. I got a second guest here that'll offer his opinion. This is Victor Locke, my virtual engineer in Chicago. Good morning, Victor. What's up?
Good morning, Snowman. And it's not just that Doc Rivers lost his pension, it's almost like he's lost his passion.
Could you say that? You two, I think we're all on the same accord because we all said the same thing. Victor, say that again for the folks in the cheap seats at the Spectrum in Philadelphia.
It doesn't just seem like he's lost his pension for coaching. It seems like he's lost his passion for it too. We've seen him at his best, particularly when he was head coaching for the Boston Celtics when they became a super team, so to speak.
Yep.
Paul Pierce, Rajon Rondo, Ray Allen, and Kevin Garnett.
Yep.
For some reason, and I don't know if it was just that team, but it seems like he lost his passion. Like he knew they weren't going to go any further than where they were going to go, and so he just gave up.
I'll tell you exactly where he lost his passion, and Jason and I have talked about this, and I mentioned it in passing. You know the team that took away his passion? The Clippers.
Yeah.
The Clippers usurped his passion because he left Boston under questionable circumstances. And I don't mean questionable as in controversy. It's just like they ran into a wall.
Yeah.
At the end of his run in Boston. So he thought he could revive the Clippers. And it all started with him putting his footprint down on what banners they can hang in the Staples Center, which explains why they're moving to the Intuit Dome, whatever the hell that is. And they took his passion away. And the exact playoff series where they took his passion away was when they were up 3-1 in 2015 over the Houston Rockets. Mm-hmm. And somehow the Rockets came back to beat them, especially wiping out a 19-point deficit in 12 minutes. They allowed the Rockets, and I will say this aloud, they allowed the Rockets to wipe out a 19-point deficit in 12 minutes. And Jason and I have talked extensively about this off the air. I'd love to join him for one of his Sixers post games on the air to bring this up. And I know why you were laughing in the parking lot, because Giannis Antetokounmpo and the rest of the Milwaukee Bucks, which seem to be an Eastern Conference contender, are going to go right down the tubes. Let me get Jason's thoughts, continued thoughts about Doc Rivers now heading to Milwaukee. How bad of a disaster is this going to be, you think?
You know, I don't usually like to do this. I don't like putting people on the spot, but DJ, if you could drop that "You Fool" track, I would really appreciate that. This is to Milwaukee Nation out there.
Okay, I think what my partner is trying to say is,
oh, it's not available.
Doc Rivers to Milwaukee. Doc Rivers to Milwaukee. You fool! I think that's what you were looking for. Let me do it again. You fool! And for Victor, his thoughts are these.
Exactly.
I feel for the Milwaukee Bucks right now.
It's about to become a circus show of the highest order.
Can I just say one thing, like, really quickly?
Yes.
I don't know what was going on with Adrian Griffin. I know that him and Giannis had problems, especially back in November. But let me tell you, it's just so bizarre to me how this team was at the top of the conference.
Yeah.
Or one of the top teams in the conference, okay? They were a very horrendous defensive team. But you know whose fault that was on? That was not on Adrian Griffin. That is on the roster construction. That's why getting rid of Drew Holiday was such a big mistake.
You beat me to it. They got rid of Drew Holiday, who was a defensive wizard, and they brought in 11-year veteran Damian Lillard. Big mistake.
Who has done exactly what?
Defense.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
What has Damian Lillard done?
Yep. I'm in the same boat as you. I cannot believe that not only did they fire him, but also they didn't even go to an assistant coach, and they made this move. It was like a panic move. And now the coaching was not the problem. Coaching was not the problem before. That was not what it was. And now they're going to have an organization internal meltdown, just like the Eagles. I'm being serious. It's the same exact thing. And the Sixers, honestly, it's poetic justice.
Let's go to the Eagles. Let's go to the Eagles for a moment, because I never had a chance to talk to JJ about this on the air. We've always spoken off the air, but JJ's been busy with his games, I with mine.
Yep.
I can point to one game, and it was the weekend I got sick. It was the weekend I got sick because JJ and I were scheduled to team up for this game. It was the game against San Francisco, where they got socked in the mouth, punched in the gut, and they didn't recover. They never recovered.
Never recovered.
And when you allow a team and you hold them to negative yardage in the first 15 minutes of the game, and you absolutely lose that momentum when they score on 6 consecutive drives, and all 6 drives were touchdown drives. 14 in the second, 14 in the third, 14 in the fourth. 14 points each quarter for the last 3 quarters. I am not going to hate saying this about the Eagles, and I've said this to many an Eagle fan. As much as they were chirping at me, they agreed, JJ included.
Yep.
After that game against San Francisco, the Eagles flat out quit.
I look at that game as much the same way I look at the San Fran and Cleveland game when the 49ers lost it due to a missed field goal.
Yep.
That game really hurt them. The only difference is that the 49ers found a way to recover. the Eagles never did.
I have to tell you that today is a very big day for Eagles fans because I'm going live at 2:30. I'm literally going to be reacting to the whole entire Nick Sirianni end of the year press conference with Howie Roseman, and I'm going to go off on the Eagles. And this is literally me saying goodbye, farewell to the whole entire season, and just see you next year. And I really believe that today is going to be a huge day to figure out who's going to be that next head coach. You can hire all the coordinators in the world that you want to, but if Nick Sirianni was honestly behind the whole entire play calling and he's behind the whole entire madness, he is the number one person at fault when it comes to the coaching staff. I'm not dismissing Jalen Hurts. I'm not dismissing any of the other guys because the players have to execute too. But the number one problem was just all about coaching. Clear as day.
I want to ask a question. I want to ask a question to JJ.
What's up?
One of the things that I had noticed was when somehow the Eagles fleeced the Lions in getting DeAndre Swift as their running back. And then to see him, especially in the later part of the season, be grossly misused, almost to the point that he wasn't used at all.
Love it.
Isn't it funny how CJ Gardner-Johnson is literally going back to the NFC Championship game against San Francisco? Again, let him go. I think that was a huge mistake. But tying this all back together with the Doc Rivers thing, I think that what Nick Sirianni and Doc Rivers have in common is that they are both so stubborn to the point where if they think something, they don't change anything. And they are just so stuck in their ways.
And
just from a pitcher's perspective, okay, when you have Ben Simmons out there, you have a 28-point lead in Game 5 against the Atlanta Hawks in the Eastern Conference semifinals. It's a 28-point lead. You know what Nate McMillan's going to do? He's going to hack Ben Simmons like hack a Shaq, and he goes 1 for 12 from the foul line in the fourth quarter, and then you lose that game. Last year, what happens last year? Grant Williams and Robert Williams are now in the starting lineup after Game 5 and Game 6 because Joe Mazzulla, even though he wasn't coaching at his best by all whatsoever, the Sixers didn't have an answer for that. And the Sixers, and I would literally sit in practices, and there were times where they were supposed to be going over rebounding drills. They were supposed to be going over drills, and they wouldn't even practice that. They wouldn't even practice these drills, and you would just see Doc just folding his hands over on the sideline, just like, you guys got to figure it out. This is not on me. You got to figure this out. And I feel like that there's a common denominator between Nick Sirianni and Doc Rivers because they are just like all against the media. It's like it's either my way or nobody else's way. You guys are wrong. I know what I'm talking about. They're just so stubborn, and I am so happy. This is actually the one day that Sixers and Celtics fans should be really, really happy and like fighting together because now the top two teams of the East are Boston and Philadelphia.
Yep.
And the story.
And you're right. You're absolutely right. And the other thing is, and you mentioned the stubbornness of both Nick Sirianni and Doc Rivers. I mean, I'll say it again. We saw that with the Clippers. We saw it with the Clippers when they signed two oft-injured stars in Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. Then they still haven't recovered. And I don't care who coaches the Clippers will never recover with those two. And it's nothing against them. Right. It's the culture. And it's something that JJ has said so many times about the Eagles. He said it so many times about the 76ers. Victor has said it so many times about the Cowboys. And I, at times, about the 49ers when they were going through their doldrums. It's about the culture. And the culture has not and will never recover with the Eagles.
And I'm so glad. I'm so glad that JJ brought up the bullheadedness and the stubbornness of both Doc Rivers and Sirianni, because like I said before, with you have someone like DeAndre Swift who made a killing running the football for Detroit. And he was the reason why I said I believe Detroit Lions are going to get so much better.
You did
the next year. But
do you guys? Sorry.
But Sirianni just refused to use him. And was it just a stubbornness? Did he just not like DeAndre? Was he just more of we need to go with Jalen Hurts and that is it? It's Hurts or nothing, Hurts or highway? But I don't understand.
It was Hurts or nothing. It was Hurts or nothing. There was a video circulating around on YouTube talking about the Eagles running a high school offense.
Correct.
The Eagles ran a high school offense.
No motion.
Brian Johnson is gone, which means Nick Sirianni, I believe, is next. I believe Nick Sirianni is next. And if you think about, even with the success of Sirianni, you mentioned something, JJ, that is so true. It applies to what Milwaukee did, and it applies to what Philadelphia did 2 years ago. Hiring Sirianni was a panic move.
Yep.
I believe hiring Nick Sirianni was a panic move.
Putting Matt Patricia in as the defensive play call.
Oh boy. And that came well before, and that was the wrong move whatsoever. And that came well after San Francisco. That came well after the beatdown with San Francisco, and it came after the beatdown against the Cowboys. If you think about it, it came after the Cowboys.
But my last point, like to tie this all back together, just thinking about it from a Doc Rivers perspective, okay? We look at the 3-1 lead that they blew in the bubble. Do you realize that Montrezl Harrell was playing like 35 minutes against freaking Nikola Jokic, and Jokic cooked him in that fourth quarter, and he didn't even go to Zubac. He did not go to Zubac. He didn't go to him at all whatsoever. And then it's funny because DeAndre Jordan, years ago when they're playing against the Rockets, Quint Capella's like stealing his lunch money, and he's going off on him, and he's making these incredible rim runs, and DeAndre Jordan can't stop him. He can't stop him at the rim. So and to tie it all back together, guess who the Sixers had as their backup center, and then their backup center last year? DeAndre Jordan. Montrezl Harrell, and that's because Doc Rivers was running the whole entire organization. And again, it's just such. We always talk about how connections go a long way. That is exactly what happened there, and I find it so funny how he was just so. I mean, we saw the writing on the wall. We saw it years and years ago where he was just so stubborn and he wouldn't make any changes. Even in that bubble year, how many times did they have like a double-digit lead in the fourth quarter, and
three straight games, three straight times the Clippers had a double-digit lead in the series that
right.
I'll say it the way my dad says it, and I got my cuss cup here next to me. The Clippers pissed that series away, up 3-1, and it's not the first time they've lost a 3-1 lead. Because how do you allow a team to overcome double-digit deficits 3 consecutive times,
3 separate times,
in what should have been closeout games?
Correct. He sits Lou Williams for too long. The one thing that I don't miss, and I said this last night, is I don't miss the times where Joel Embiid would come back in with 4 minutes left in the game and they're down by 10 points. I don't care if you're going up against a bottom feeder. I don't care if you're going up against the best team in the league. If you're down by 10 points with 4 minutes left and your star's not in there, what are you doing? And Kawhi was the same thing. Even though Kawhi was cold in Game 6 and he was cold in Game 5, you got to go with your stars.
You have to.
Why?
And that's why the Clippers will never figure it out. Ever. The only time they went to a conference final, they got blasted by Phoenix.
Correct.
Because Doc Rivers was the coach, and it was the same philosophy.
But Snowman.
You don't wait until you're down 10 to put your stars back in, because there's no time left.
That's not even rocket science.
There's no time left. Game 7, Philadelphia and Boston, the Sixers held a lead for much of the first half. And I listened to JJ's call and I watched the feed.
As did I.
After Philadelphia got out to a big lead in the second quarter at the 6:01 mark, I saw the blood drain from JJ's face when Jason Tatum spanked home a 3 to spark a 16-0 run, and the Celtics went from down 6 to up 10.
Mm-hmm.
And oh, by the way, Tatum was 1 for 18 in that game before he went off.
1 for 18. Listen again, folks. Game 7 in Boston, in the Garden, Tatum was 1 for 18, and then he splashed home a 3, and that was that. That was that.
That was literally it. But thank you, James Harden, for getting Doc Rivers fired and for allowing these changes to happen. I'm not going to also – I also can't forget about Embiid too, because I have put a lot of stuff on him as well. But again, the coaching stuff, that's not his fault. And his other partner in crime not showing up, that's not his fault either. This is now – I'm gonna tell this to Joel Embiid right now. You're having a historic season. Now you got to get it done.
Yeah, I was going to say, I want to see more. I want to see more.
I knock on wood every day that he stays healthy, because I do know injuries are a problem with him. Because they really are. You know, I can't sugarcoat that. But this is the biggest window that the Sixers have right now, and they have got to get the job done. No more excuses. Nick Nurse is the head coach. The team is looking great. Nick Nurse deserves to be head coach of the year. Embiid deserves to win MVP. But I crown him as the best player officially if he gets that title. He has to at least get past the second round.
Yeah.
At least.
And
he's got to get past it.
Here's where people, except you gentlemen and the few that really watch basketball, do not chirp back at me when I say this. About Joel Embiid, he has all the talent in the world coming out of Kansas, playing at Fog Allen Fieldhouse. I get that. I understand that. I've been spoiled watching great basketball for the better part of 45 years.
And it looks like he's on a mission this year. It actually looks like it.
And that's the piece that was missing with Joel Embiid. I've said it for his entire NBA career, and people have chirped back at me saying, well, Embiid's got everything. Until this year, he didn't have it up here.
And he's got, and I just want to see consistency before I can give him that. I want to see some consistency.
I want to see it. I want to see consistency also. And you're absolutely right, Victor. Embiid's got to do it consistently. Those are the 2 points I was making with Joel Embiid all the time. Be consistent and keep that nerve. Also, the other thing with Joel Embiid, and I know you had a chance, JJ, to see him in person before we go to a break. I know you had a chance to see him in person, but he should be in the post 90% of the time. Period.
I'll say this. If he is hitting his jumpers and they are automatic and he's getting double teamed and triple teamed, I don't care where he is. If he's hitting his shots and he's attacking on so many ways, if the shots are falling, fine. If he's having an off night, of course, I want him to still lead the league in post-ups, which he's still doing, by the way. And he's averaging 89% from the line, which is unbelievable. But
that's a career high for him, isn't it? 89%. That's a career high for him.
It is. He went 21 for 23 from the line. And the difference between him and Giannis is literally if Giannis goes to the line just as much as Joel does, if Giannis makes 4 more free throws, then he's leading the league in scoring. Like that is mathematically the difference. But I know that we have to go to a break, but I just wanted to say really quickly, Embiid obviously does have to get it done. I'm okay with him taking mid-range jumpers, especially when his shots are wet. But if they start to go cold, again, and he's doing a better job at this, he's passing the ball around, and guys are actually getting 3-point shots up. And he has the roster this year. There's no other excuses. He needs to stay healthy. He has the coach. He has the talent around him. Now it's on him, and still maybe Daryl Morey to try to get another rebounder, but mostly on him. He has to get it done.
And Tyrese Maxey needs to see the ball a lot more.
Yes.
Tyrese Maxey must see the ball. Tyrese Maxey must see the ball a lot more. They must see the ball.
Really quickly. Tyrese Maxey is better than Damian Lillard.
That ain't a hot take. That's just fact.
Yeah.
That is not a hot take. That is one thing I will say. That is not a hot take. That's just plain fact.
He is better than Damian Lillard.
That is just plain fact. If Damian Lillard would have stayed in Portland and they get the right people in there, they'd continue to build around him. But the destruction of the Blazers, and I'll say this before we go to a break, the destruction of the Blazers began when they traded C.J. McCollum.
Correct.
When they
100%.
traded C.J. McCollum, it went downstairs.
Correct. Yep.
It went downstairs. Jason Joseph joining us here on the program, even though it's a late starting program. JJ, thanks for stopping by, my friend. I love you. I can't wait to see your podcast at 2:30.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I love you guys.
Man.
Thanks for having me on. Seriously.
JK.
Oh, man. Love that, brother. So much. Victor and I are going to talk some football. Knowledgeable football. What? We'll explain when y'all get back here. Back in a minute.
Everything Boston. I love you morons. New Kids on the Block, New Edition.
Dear whatever the law firm is. Sincerely, the U.S. Supreme Court.
Ben Affleck, Matt Damon. Go yourself again, Jason Whitlock.
Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze car.
And ever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crayon they get, they palm it and do two circles, and that translates to I can beat up black people.
As she takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, Pacific Time Zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Oh, I'm sorry. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel. Ready to hang with some fellas who know football? Let's ride. LC Muscles 28.
I think they're the most overrated defense in the league.
Steel Sermon.
We did not trail for a single second.
Tiny Tim.
McCarthy is a bonehead.
A Pizzle 90.
I'm going with my boys. Fins up, baby.
Get ready for the Four Horsemen of Pick'ems. Every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central on YouTube.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Hi. This portion presented by Invader Coffee, fuel for the fearless. I'm going to frighten a few people because I have a baseball note in front of me.
Oh, dear.
And it's congratulations to Adrian Beltre, Joe Mauer, and Todd Helton for being elected into the Hall of Fame. Congratulations to those three guys. And I love watching those three guys play. So congrats once again to Adrian Beltre, Todd Helton, and Joe Mauer. Helton spent his entire career with the Colorado Rockies. Mauer his entire career with the Minnesota Twins. And I remember the day that Mauer retired in 2019, and his kids were on the field with him. Same with Beltre and with Helton. And to have your family around you when you call it a career, and then 5 years beyond that to be elected into the Hall of Fame, absolutely fabulous.
Agreed.
All right. I promised myself, partially, in the doctor's office, that I wouldn't troll Victor this morning.
So you lied to yourself.
Mm-hmm. I lied. But I'll put it in the form of a logical question.
Okay.
Where do the Cowboys go from here? Let's just start
Dumpster.
there. This was supposed.
The dumpster. Well, let me take that back. from what both Cole and Playmaker said on Monday.
Yes.
Well, they'll do well in the regular season.
Mm-hmm.
They're too talented.
Absolutely.
So they'll do well in the regular season. But come when it actually matters, which is playoff time, then the dumpster. Who's coaching for the Cowboys?
Mike McCarthy.
Dumpster. Who's the quarterback for the Cowboys?
Dak Prescott.
Dumpster. Who's the running back for the Cowboys?
I don't know. Tony Pollard.
Dumpster. Do the Cowboys have an offensive line to speak of?
Not that I know of.
Do the Cowboys have anyone besides Gallup and CeeDee Lamb to speak of?
No. And they let go of their best tight end in Dalton Schultz.
Is Micah Parsons going to stay off social media and actually play on the field like he's supposed to?
Wait. Just a minute. You're confusing me with too much logic here. But then again, this is Victor we're talking about. I want you to pose that question again. Let me get everything together here.
Mm-hmm.
Because Moronic Republic, Victor just posed a question that should have been asked after week 5. Victor, say it again.
Is Micah Parsons going to stay off social media and actually play on the field where it matters?
Is Micah Parsons going to stay off social media? There's only one person who can answer that question.
Hell no. To the no, no, no. Hell to the no. Hell to the no. To the no, no, no.
If the
That answer your question?
If the answer to all these questions is no,
the answer to all those questions is hell to the no.
So dumpster. I personally, Nicola, I don't really care.
Did you?
Yes, I did.
Did you pull a Chris Pace on me just
yes,
now?
I did. Me find me.
Me find me. He said, "Me find me."
I personally do not care about our standings in the regular season. The regular season is just a precursor to the postseason.
True.
If you do well in the preseason, in the regular season, it punches your ticket for the postseason, but it doesn't guarantee you a spot in the postseason.
No, it does not. No, it does not.
I mean, we won our division and still got bounced in the wild card round.
2 years ago, San Diego Chargers, but then Brandon Staley was the coach.
So I don't care about the regular season all that much. What I care about is the postseason. What I care about is getting to the actual games that matter. Divisional round, championship round, the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't stand the fact that I have individuals who are so stupid that 5.6 seconds after the game where we lost.
Oh, dear. I remember this.
We got people saying, oh, well, the Green Bay Packers got lucky. We going to Super Bowl next year.
Or the year prior, the end of Ezekiel Elliott's career.
Mm-hmm. And 15 seconds after they lost that game.
And they were chirping already.
Mm-hmm. I just don't understand.
Nor do I.
What are you guys seeing that I'm not?
Mm-hmm.
That's why I said before.
I didn't see much.
That's why I said before, the internet was not kind to me. Couldn't even go on YouTube all that much.
I won't even say, but why? Because I already know why.
Couldn't even go on YouTube
they were chirping at me. They've been chirping at me since last year.
I mean, every Green Bay Packer fan was chirping. Every 49er fan was chirping. Everybody, every NFL team fan was absolutely merciless to Cowboy fans. Didn't matter who they were. Could have been a rational fan, could have been a Republican member, it could have been a moderate. Everybody was getting it.
Everybody was getting it. Everybody was getting it.
That's what I said. I was laying on the floor. I'll take the kicks as they come because I knew it was going to happen.
Was it that bad?
Oh, it was worse.
It was worse.
I thought that.
How was it worse?
Well, like I said, I thought the two games with the 49ers were bad. And the abuse we took was bad. Oh, no. It was nowhere near as bad as it was losing to the Green Bay Packers. Losing to the Green Bay Packers.
In the wild card round.
In the wild card. We just came off of beating arguably one of the greatest quarterbacks in Tom Brady. Yes, he was old. Yes, he was with a bad Buccaneers team.
Seriously, Larry's with us. The definition of insanity. That's about as true as it gets.
How do you go from beating one of the greats to beating an unproven individual like Jordan Love and make him look like Brett Favre? I mean, really?
I wish I had an answer to that.
No one has an answer to that.
I wish
no one can have an answer to that. This was terrible. And then to see Moronic Republic fans, or Moronic Republic members, I should say, sit there and again proclaim that, we're going to Super Bowl next year. Don't worry about it. Green Bay just got lucky.
He said, don't worry about it. He said,
yeah. I have people tell me, don't worry about it.
Which you are true. Which you are true with. Okay? Which you are true with, dear God in heaven. But it's like, why? What the hell are y'all thinking?
I don't know. I don't know if they are thinking. One of the biggest dangers for Moronic Republic members is the thinking. Thinking is dangerous to them.
Speaking of thinking, there's one team I said yesterday where their window is closed and ain't opening back up again.
That is
the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
They are finished. As we know them, it's the same situation. They can run off as many regular season wins as they want to, but their kryptonite's the Kansas City Chiefs.
The kryptonite is the spotlight of the big playoff games.
Yeah, the kryptonite is the playoffs. And I'm being proven wrong once again about Josh Allen. I'm sorry, Josh Allen is nowhere near Jim Kelly.
He really isn't.
Jim Kelly actually won.
It's bad.
Oh my God, it's awful.
It's bad.
It's awful. It's absolutely awful.
And again, I don't know what these people are seeing, but for some reason,
don't ask.
I'm the one that's wrong.
How the hell are you wrong? How?
The Moronic Republic look at me as if I'm not a fan of the Cowboys.
Once again, how? More to the point, why?
I have been called, and by Moronic Republic, I have been called as just another Dak hater.
Huh?
I'm like, you misunderstand something. The person who has been probably the biggest Dak apologist has been me. I still to this day say that he's not this bad talent-wise. We've seen his talents.
Yeah.
But when he continuously shrinks under the spotlight, just like Josh Allen, when he is about as tall as Hornswoggle in the WLC match, that's how tall Dak has risen when it comes to big, bright spotlight games.
I have no argument.
This is about
I have no argument with that.
And since it's Wednesday, I'll say this. This is about as bad as LeBron James in Game 4 against the Dallas Mavericks when he was on the Heat.
Why did you beat me to that?
Let's just go all the way there.
You know, another quarterback, and I know I'm going to get a lot of clapback for this, but I don't care. I said it early in the season. I said it after week 13. I will say it again. A quarterback that has regressed, aside of Josh Allen and aside of Dak Prescott, is Jalen Hurts.
Well, here's the difference between Jalen Hurts and the other two. Josh Allen, I just don't think is that talented. I just don't. Okay. Dak is talented, but he just doesn't have a heart or a head. He's like the Tin Man. Jalen, I think, got hampered by coaching.
I'll give you that. I
think the coaching the second half of this year, I think the coaching for the Eagles was so bad
and suspect
that Jalen unfortunately regressed almost by necessity.
Yeah,
because how
he held himself back.
You see, he held himself back. He's like held himself back because the coaching was just so bad. Again, you went through most of the year with a sustained running game and sustained passing game, and for some reason, Sirianni decided to completely rely on Hurts, and thus cripple any chance that your team had of leaving the division with that title.
What does Mr. McCain call him? Sirianni?
Yeah.
Sirianni
gift wrapped the East Division, the East Division title to the guy. He gift wrapped it to him. Because I was expecting a loss in Jerry World.
Yeah. I didn't expect him to.
So
33. What was it? 33-10.
Yeah. So
I didn't expect a 23-point loss.
So when you see those three, Josh Allen, who again might be wrong, but I just don't see the talent in him.
Right.
Dak has a talent, just doesn't have the head of the heart. And his, in my opinion, is more egregious because it goes beyond coaching.
Yeah.
This goes to when things don't go my way, I shrivel up and start throwing tantrums. That's where I see Dak at right now. At some point, you got to call some audibles. 60 times passing is putrid for any team. No team should have their quarterback tossing 60 passes.
And what game did I compare it with? 1995, 49ers and the Packers, and the 49ers were the home team.
Young.
And they forced Steve Young to throw the ball 65 times. 65 times.
At some point, you got to call some audibles. Get your running backs in there. Get you a line.
You know the quarterback that suffered a lot because of that? Russell Wilson.
Because now he doesn't have that line like he did in Seattle.
Not only that,
he doesn't have the weapons either.
Not only that, Super Bowl 49.
Oh, yeah.
1 yard away from victory.
The biggest crime in NFL history is that play, is Pete Carroll and that claim. He basically stole a Super Bowl title
away from
Beast Mode. Not just from Beast Mode himself.
Because that should have been Beast Mode's finished.
Yes.
That should have been Beast Mode finished.
Yep.
Beast Mode should have finished that.
He should have punched that in the end zone from 1 yard away. And it's happily ever after for the Seahawks.
For the Seahawks. 2 in a row.
But Pete Carroll decided, and I don't know why. I don't know why he did that.
Nor do I. I don't know why he did that. I don't know why he did that either. Because how the hell are you going to... one of my favorite sports talk hosts of all time is the great Mike Francesa. Whoever said, and I'll borrow from him, whoever said pass, and no one got on the headset and said, "Are you bleeping crazy?"
Yeah.
First and goal from the 5. Beast Mode gets you 4 yards. So you're a yard away. And you're going to throw a slant in the middle of the field? Russell Wilson has not recovered since then.
I harken back to my old high school coach, Coach P. We used to call him Coach P. He said, I gotta call the plays. You just gotta deliver them. I gotta call the correct plays because I gotta defend those when I go in the press conference.
Yep.
How do you defend calling that pass play on the 1 yard line? How you defend it in the press conference?
You know what Pete Carroll said? They were playing for the next down. And I borrow from Mike Francesa again with his reaction. They were playing for the next down? What?
You don't have a next down.
You don't have it. You're 1 yard away.
You don't have a next down.
You were 1 yard away. You don't have a next down. And in that situation, you didn't need a next down.
Exactly.
You didn't need it. Line up, block it. Line up, block it, power, touchdown. He probably goes in backwards.
Go off the corner. You could, if you see off that corner, he goes off the slant. He goes off. Here's the thing: way I saw it, you could have just gave him a toss. Gave him a toss, see off the corner. He waltzes in.
Easy.
He waltzes in. Or you could do something that we've called a lot: the counter gap.
Counter gap gets you 6 points 95% of the time anyway.
Exactly. Except if you're Pete Carroll.
Except if you're Mike McCarthy.
Oh, yeah. Let me take my star running back, make him center for a play. That certainly makes sense.
Which ended Ezekiel Elliott's career.
Yeah.
It ended Ezekiel Elliott's career.
Because now he's going to land the toys.
Yeah. And he'll never fit again. Let's pause for a break. When we come back, it's Wednesday. You all know what's coming. Back after this.
Hey, Eagles fan. Join my man Cool McCain and a host of others as they break down every single game, every single week in an objective manner, and also from a fan's perspective as well. Remember, this cast feels just like you. Nobody likes you. And you don't care. Fly, Eagles, fly. Eagles Elite Podcast. Every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on YouTube and other podcast outlets.
Everything Boston. I love you morons. New Kids on the Block, New Edition.
Dear whatever the law firm is. Sincerely, the U.S. Supreme Court.
Ben Affleck, Matt Damon. Go yourself again, Jason.
Ready to hang with some fellas who know football? Let's ride. LC Muscles 28.
I think they're the most overrated defense in the league.
Steel Sermon.
We did not trail for a single second.
Tiny Tim.
McCarthy is a bonehead.
A Pizzle 90.
I'm going with my boys. Fins up, baby.
Get ready for the Four Horsemen of Pick'ems. Every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central on YouTube. Poppy J.
You got the option to cry for the government. You got the option to protest. You got the option to keep buying. But this is also an option.
Wise El Jefe.
We're the first tech geeks. We're the first gamers. We're the first everything. Everything. Like Gen X's, we are the ones.
BS3 Network proudly presents the crew from the New York boroughs who never wants that smoke. Nah, they want that fire. Poppy J and Wise El Jefe. Fridays at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. Check your local listings for your viewing and listening pleasure.
Mister, do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Oh, dear.
Oh, no.
Oh, dear.
So before
I will just say this. As we go into the second half of Snowman in the morning, yes, I know it's the afternoon, but I had some things to do. And speaking of things to do, I got something to do tonight. It's called women's college basketball, as the 11th ranked Texas Longhorns will host the Oklahoma Sooners. We start the party at 6:30 with a tip-off at 7.
You know where's George Carlin? I'll be there.
Good.
Now,
Good.
I know this is going to be a train-inducing question. But what has the legendary Cole Johnson found for you today?
He found some goodies.
Oh boy.
He found me a lot of goodies.
Oh boy.
And I understand fully why he only wanted to dedicate one day a week to this. I didn't understand it before. I truly didn't. I do now.
Because if he didn't, we'd never get any work done.
Dear God, no. Dear God, no. I mean, what's getting work done have to do with this guy?
Oh no.
Yeah, I'll leave it at that. I will leave it at that. So I won't even play the halftime break. I'm just gonna get right into this. We are back from halftime, and it's about that time. Because yes, LeBron, it is you. It has always been you. It always will be you, forever and ever.
Amen.
On your mark, get set, go.
In a world where partial greatness is celebrated and total greatness is shunned, there stands to be a figure on the lips of those who love him and those who hate him. The inane comparisons to Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant continue and has existed since 2003. There is no end in sight, for the battle between those who unconditionally love and unconditionally hate him wages on. These are their stories. Welcome to the Bronzexual Confessions.
I got home this morning.
Mm-hmm.
Told myself I was going to start late. Minding my business.
Eating your cheese sandwich.
It was bologna and cheese this time. Sipping my coffee. I had to cheat this morning. I had to.
Mm-hmm.
And then y'all know my next 4 words.
Mm-hmm.
And then this happened.
Ron Lakers haven't talked deal. James Holt, $51.4 million player option for next season. One of the biggest wastes of money I've ever seen in my life.
Burning money in effigies. Burning money in effigies. I am reminded of Peter Griffin.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute. I can actually, I don't have to do an impression. I can actually play the darn thing.
You can?
I can actually, I believe I have it.
You still have it?
Where you at? Where you at? While I find the sound I'm looking for of one Peter Griffin, and I found it. Peter Griffin's response to that, what I just showed you, is my response as well.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
Agreed. Agreed.
If Brown comes back for another season.
Oh, of course he's going to come back for another season.
Shut up. I already know this, but if he comes back for another season, my next 3 words are as follows.
Oh, hell no.
He's got to come back. He's got to play with Bronny.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Yes.
Oh, woe is me.
He's got to play with Brian. That's the dream now. That's the new narrative.
Oh, I'm dying.
Is that we cannot sleep through the night without seeing LeBron James play basketball alongside his son on the same NBA court.
Oh, I'm dying.
There. There.
Okay, Mac, start pounding.
All the tropes onto my head.
Mm-hmm.
Peter.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
Now, apparently, he said that Bron and the Lakers have not reached a deal, right?
Good.
So my question is,
why would you want to deal with him?
Well, here's the thing.
Again.
What if he's going to take him? What if he's going to take a guy who is aging? He's not the same LeBron as he was in the Heat. He's not the same LeBron he was his first time with the Cavaliers. Who is going to take him? And you better not come to Chicago.
Do we give 2 fifths of a half of a flying damn?
You? No. Me? No.
No.
Most people in the chat? No. But who are we talking about here?
And with that unfortunate reminder, very unfortunate reminder, I'm going to end the torture early. At least for this one. Bron and Lakers haven't talked deal. Good. Don't talk deal. Don't let me be the... If I were the president of the Lakers, I'd have kicked all their asses out. Get the hell out and don't come back.
I agree.
That's all I got to say. Get the hell out and don't come back. I know people. You can't do that to LeBron. Freaking watch me.
Oh, no.
Thank you. You can't do that to LeBron. Oh, no. I'll tear the contract up in his face.
What you mean you don't want LeBron in our city? I don't want LeBron in our city.
I don't want LeBron in our city. I don't want him on our team. I don't want him in our culture. I don't want him. Now get the hell out of my face, you thirsty bitches.
In a world where logic and sense flies completely out the window, while purple and yellow glasses are donned, rises a figure who encourages ridiculous, undying loyalty. Good Lord, I'm about to throw up. This has been yet another installment of The Bronsexual Confessions.
JJ, Jokic is not LeBron. Jokic is a lot better. Pass first, scored next, stat pad. He ain't a stat padder. But then crumbles in the largest moments of the game most of the time. This is where JJ will hate me momentarily. There's one of something that Jokic has that Embiid does not have. It's called a title. Oh, 2. It's It's called a finals MVP on top of that. It's the only time I'll take a pot shot at Embiid. I just want Embiid to figure it all out.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I've been saying for 8 years. I just want him to figure it all out. We got more. We got a lot more after this.
Everything Boston. I love you morons. New Kids on the Block, New Edition.
Dear whatever the law firm is. Sincerely, the U.S. Supreme Court.
Ben Affleck, Matt Damon. Go yourself again, Jason Whitlock.
Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze god.
And ever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crayon they get, they palm it and do two circles, and that translates to I can beat up black people.
As she takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, Pacific Time Zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Oh, I'm sorry. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel. Ready to hang with some fellas who know football? Let's ride. LC Muscles 28.
I think they're the most overrated defense in the league.
Steel Sermon.
We did not trail for a single second.
Tiny Tim.
McCarthy is a bonehead.
A Pizzle 90.
I'm going with my boys. Fins up, baby.
Get ready for the Four Horsemen of Pick'ems. Every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central on YouTube.
Mister? How do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Hi there. Hope y'all are enjoying the new setup. I plan to tweak it for when I have guests on because you heard Jason come on through audio and you hear Victor through audio. There's a few things I'm going to tweak with this setup. Now, I don't even.
Round two.
Yeah. I sound like Jody. Yeah. I sound like Jody. Because yes, LeBron, it is you. It has always been you. It always will be you. Forever and ever and ever. Amen. God help us.
In a world where partial greatness is celebrated and total greatness is shunned, there stands to be a figure on the lips of those who love him and those who hate him. The inane comparisons to Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant continue and has existed since 2003. There is no end in sight, for the battle between those who unconditionally love and unconditionally hate him wages on. These are their stories. Welcome to the Bronzexual Confessions.
Remember when I said at the top of this hour that Cole found me some absolute goodies?
Mm-hmm.
He found me an absolute gem.
Oh, no.
He found me a gem. And if my mouse acts right, I can pull it up here. See, this is the problem. This is the problem I have with technology. Me and technology have never gotten along. And Victor can vouch to this because he's done many a game with me in 17 years.
Yep. The war with the machines is never ending.
And never will end. Hey, quit that. Never mind. I'll just speak it.
Okay.
I'll just speak it. Because, all right. If MJ argued a call, what a competitor. If LeBron argues a call, what a crybaby. It doesn't seem fair.
Stop.
You know what?
Stop. No.
I'm here.
We're not doing this again.
I don't need to read it again?
I am so tired of people trying to compare situations like this. First off, it was very rare for Mike to argue a call.
True.
It had to be really egregious.
Mm-hmm.
Because there were many fouls that should have been called and just weren't.
Yep.
How about against Mike, not necessarily on him.
Right. Detroit Pistons, anyone?
Exactly.
89 and 90 East Finals? Anyone?
What you are not going to sit here and do is say, oh, well, LeBron cries for fouls. He cries for fouls, and they are the tiniest. He's cried for fouls that were done by his own teammates on him. He has flopped when his own teammates hit him, and he's flopping for fouls, and he gets them.
Mm-hmm.
I am so tired of this stupid argument.
I have the graphic up now, so Victor, go off. Please. I will sit back and listen to the fun. Go off.
Mike, again, very rarely argued a call.
Mm-hmm.
Very rarely would he argue for a foul for his benefit. As long as he can get his hands on the ball, it didn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron cries for fouls because that's most of his offense.
Bull in a china shop.
Most of his offense is let me run through the lane, get tapped on the shoulder, fall on the ground crying, and let me get to the free throw line for 2 shots. Don't believe me? Look up 2012.
Yep. Don't believe me? Look up James Harden. Oh, did I say that aloud?
I look at 2012 because that's how the Heat won their title with the super team.
Yep.
Against OKC.
That's exactly how they won. Agreed.
Majority of those fouls were flops.
Mm-hmm.
And look at what he's doing here in LA.
Say that again, please.
Majority of the offense in that 2012 finals were done by free throws, and almost every foul that was called were flops.
Mm-hmm.
And look what he's doing in LA.
Mm-hmm.
So spare me this whole, well, Mike, he argues for fouls too. First and foremost, what player doesn't argue for fouls in this day and age?
Yep. It's a soft league.
I mean, yeah, you may find Mike arguing for calls. You probably could find Magic arguing for calls too.
Mm-hmm.
You can definitely find Bird arguing for calls too. Yes, the players argue for calls. Yes, it's a little bit annoying. Sure.
James Worthy, Scottie Pippen, Julius Erving, Charles Barkley. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Is it annoying? Sure, you can call it annoying.
Mm-hmm.
Because you want to see the best players play.
Yes. Yes.
And you don't want to see them always crying for fouls. So is it annoying? Sure, I can give you that.
Mm-hmm.
What I cannot give you is everyone like, oh, well, since LeBron does it and Mike does it, then they should be given the same benefit of doubt. Well, no, because there's a little level of how many times they've done it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like this. Let's say Mike has argued for maybe 50 calls, right?
Yeah.
I'm just saying 50 because the 50 calls they may have overturned, right?
That's conservative.
If that's the case, LeBron has argued for 1,050 calls. And a lot of those have gone his way.
Yep. Because LeBron can't play basketball. Oh, did I say that aloud?
You know you said it aloud.
What did I say? What did I say?
I'm just tired of this argument because the argument makes no sense whatsoever.
None. Absolutely none. N-U-N-N. None. LeBron James is trash and cannot play basketball correctly. I said it. I've been saying it for 21 years. and I will continue to say it again. LeBron James sucks at the game of basketball. Period.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron James sucks. I said it, and I will continue to say it. I don't give 2/5 of a half of a flying damn, and I'm letting myself go today. I'm sorry, folks. I don't give 2/5 of a flying damn who agrees with me or not.
You ain't putting
LeBron
$1.25.
James sucks.
You ain't putting $1.25 in a swear jar today. I already see it.
I put a 5 spot in the swear jar. Okay? I put a 5 spot in the swear jar, and we're up to $35 in the swear jar. And every contribution, and I'm going to say this, and I'm going to make Victor smile, and I'm going to make my wife smile. Mm-hmm. At the end of the year, every contribution to the swear jar will go to cancer research.
Very nicely done. You're the only person
every contribution to the swear jar, and I'm getting a bigger one, will go to cancer research.
You're the only person I know that prepays a swear jar.
What day is it?
It's Wednesday.
Who are we talking about?
Mr. LBJ.
Case rested. I came in and dropped 5 in the swear jar. Okay? I came in and dropped 5 in the swear jar.
And here's the other problem I have with this comparison, right?
Yes, sir.
You gotta remember the defense that is played between these two eras are way different.
I could replace that word. I can add 2 words. It's way more physical.
Yes.
It was way more physical, LeBron.
I mean, the bruises and the contusions.
Listen, I may as well prepare the swear jar again. LeBron blows at playing basketball.
Let's put it this way. Back then, there was hand checking.
Yep.
Back then, big men threw bows.
Back then, big men made you earn it from the foul line.
They
made you earn 2 free throws. They made sure you didn't come in the lane again unless you wanted the same treatment.
Or unless you knew another way around.
Let's see. Kevin Johnson knew another way around. Charles Barkley knew another way around. Michael Jordan knew another way around. James Worthy, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird. Oh, I'm sorry. I went off. Gary Payton. Sean Kemp.
Dominique Wilkins.
Larry
Johnson.
LJ. That's the LJ sin. Alonzo Mourning.
Parrish.
Robert Parrish. Kevin McHale.
Kurt Rambis.
Kurt Rambis. AC Green. The point is, they knew ways around. They knew how to play with, through, and avoid contact.
Exactly.
That's
nowadays,
right. That's right, RC. Grandmama himself, Larry Johnson.
Nowadays, if you have bad body odor,
you're getting called for a foul.
Exactly.
If you have bad breath and breathe on a player wrong, you're getting called for a foul.
Exactly. So spare me this whole, well, when Mike did it, he's a competitor, but LeBron, he's a crybaby. Yes, LeBron is a crybaby. Because the situation where he doesn't even get touched, he's crying for a foul. I go back to
made 3-point basket. I'm sorry.
I go back to 2011 when Derrick Rose, before bad knees, sliced and diced the Miami Heat. Now, that was on a Christmas day. Sliced and diced the Miami Heat, took the Heat to a timeout, and LeBron is crying for a foul.
That was March 2011.
Thank
and
you.
It was an ABC showcase game.
There it is. Thank you.
It was an ABC showcase game because Derrick Rose sliced through the Miami Heat in game 1, and then the referees decided to bring their whistles out. I will forever say that. I will forever say that. I don't care who thinks what. Prove me wrong. And there's another one. Stacey Augmon also played at Nevada, Las Vegas with Larry Johnson and Greg Anthony. But yeah, RC, Grandmama himself.
So again, this is the same thing that happened when Cole brought that super team comparison. And they were like, "Oh, LeBron beat a super team, super Celtics team."
No, he didn't.
Which no, he didn't. I mean,
No, he didn't.
yes, they were decent.
They were on the decline. They were on the Celtics, unfortunately, at the time were on the decline.
Exactly.
Okay. So, wait a
Who are we
minute.
comparing this to?
I'm not comparing to anybody because LeBron sucks at the game of basketball.
Well, not you. I'm talking about these people. And since I'm on this today, I talked to you about this off camera. And I've been asked by my coworker, who now will no longer call me Victor, but Vicola.
Is that the one who made the discovery?
She asked me about why do I call Nick who is Nick wrong?
She asked about Nick. I'm loving it already.
And I explained to her who Nick Wright is and why I call him Nick wrong. And I go back to one particular segment between him and Chris Broussard, where Nick Wrong sat there and said, LeBron in 2018 had the single greatest game 1 performance of the NBA Finals.
No, he didn't.
I said 2018.
No, he didn't.
I said 2018. So I had to look. I had to do live research.
You mean Nick Wrong? And I said it right. Nick Wrong actually fixed his mouth to say that aloud.
And so I had to look.
He actually said that.
Yes.
Repeat that statement again, please.
LeBron James in 2018 had the single greatest game 1 performance in finals history.
That's wrong. That's a falsehood.
That's
a
wait
straight up lie.
I said, for what? So I looked and said,
that's a lie.
Wait a minute. They got swept in 2018. Which means the single greatest game 1 performance by one player resulted in and you know the rest.
Before I could prove my point, I need you to do that. I need you to do that again, please.
So, LeBron James, according to Nick Wrong, had the single greatest game 1 finals performance, which resulted in a colossal capital always wanted to do that.
And I'll add this. LeBron James had the greatest game 1 performance in finals history.
Why the you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my gosh. Stop lying. Always lying to me. You lying so much. You making it hard for me.
You know my next question. Who told this lie?
I don't know. Nick Wrong told the lie. He was on the case.
Who told this lie?
I'm telling you, Nick Wrong told the lie. Now, who told him that lie? I don't know. But he's the one that told me and everyone else this lie.
Really? He actually spoke those words?
Yes, I sent you the clip.
Nick, take this.
Midway through the first quarter.
Hold up.
Here in Chicago. Stayed away. A second foul. Shot field goals. We say, I mean,
this
another tough defender.
Here's the greatest game one performance in the finals.
For three, air ball.
Where are you, Michael?
Another stop defender. Clyde the Glide Drexler.
Clyde the Glide. Terry Porter. Kevin Duckworth. The late, great Kevin Duckworth. Buck Williams. Hold on a minute, folks.
If you take those hurried shots,
push the button to do this thing. NBC provided the video. While I get that, there we go. Whew. Yeah, there's the greatest game one performance in the finals, which resulted in a W.
Exactly. My problem is, again, like how do you sit there and say that LeBron had the best? And he of course he pointed to stats, because of course he did.
Of course.
He pointed to the stats. Oh, well, the stats show it all.
The stats freaking lied. Watch the game with your eyes, not the numbers. Watch the game with your eyes. What did Colin Cowherd say? I trust in what my eyes tell me.
Mm-hmm.
I trust my eyes. And what my eyes tell me and has told me is that LeBron James sucks when he plays basketball. He is not good. He hasn't been good. He never will be good in playing basketball, period. If his son shows up, it'll get worse, because he's going to capitulate to him and his son is going to capitulate to his father, and then it's going to be all kinds of a crapshoot.
Mm-hmm.
You must conform. I've had people tell me for years, you must conform and say LeBron's the greatest player of all time. Give me this board here.
Oh, no.
Give me this board here. I'm going to end a string, but I'm going to use the button.
Oh, no.
Give me my glasses. I got to have my glasses on too. Okay. I've had many people tell me that I need to acknowledge that LeBron is one of the 5 greatest players of all time.
Who is he? Roman Reigns? Acknowledge me. No, I do not.
I do not acknowledge LeBron as one of the top 5 players of all time. I do not acknowledge him as one of the top 50 players of all time. And as long as I've watched basketball, which has been since 1980, I do not even acknowledge him as one of the top 500 players of all time. So to the person or persons in this case that actually told me I need to do that, give me this button. A whole lot of you. Now that I've turned into Todd Sauerbrunn, kicking to Devin Hester. Get the hell out of my face, you thirsty bitches.
out the window, while purple and yellow glasses are donned, rises a figure who encourages ridiculous, undying loyalty. Good Lord, I'm about to throw up. This has been yet another installment of the Bronsexual Confessions.
Idiots.
Come on!
I need to get hit with a little reality. Stupid freaking idiots.
What's reality to a bronsexual?
What's reality to the moronic republic? What's reality to
Cubdom?
Yeah. Yeah. What's reality to them?
What's reality to hard knights?
Irvingologists.
Bradyites.
Oh dear God.
Newtonites. And yes, there are some.
Newton idiots. Newton idiots. Dear Lord, have mercy. That's all I have to say. We'll be back.
Hey, Eagles fan. Join my man Cool McCain and a host of others as they break down every single game, every single week in an objective manner, and also from a fan's perspective as well. Remember, this cast feels just like you. Nobody likes you. And you don't care. Fly, Eagles, fly. Eagles Elite Podcast. Every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on YouTube and other podcast outlets.
Everything Boston. I love you morons. New Kids on the Block, New Edition.
Dear whatever the law firm is. Sincerely, the U.S. Supreme Court.
Ben Affleck, Matt Damon. Go yourself again, Jason Whitlock.
Ready to hang with some fellas who know football? Let's ride. LC Muscles 28.
I think they're the most overrated defense in the league.
Steel Sermon.
We did not trail for a single second.
Tiny Tim.
McCarthy is a bonehead.
A Pizzle 90.
I'm going with my boys. Fins up, baby!
Get ready for the Four Horsemen of Peckham's. Every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central on YouTube. Poppy J.
You got the option to cry for the government. You got the option to protest. You got the option to keep buying, but this is also an option.
Wise El Jefe.
We're the first tech geeks. We're the first gamers. We're the first everything. Everything. Like Gen X's, we are the ones.
BS3 Network proudly presents the crew from the New York boroughs who never wants that smoke. Nah, they want that fire. Poppy J and Wise El Jefe. Fridays at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. Check your local listings for your viewing and listening pleasure.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
We're back. Kinda, sorta, maybe. Something like that. You know, LeBron recently committed his 5,000th turnover. Good. He sucks. I'm not even going to play the intro. I'm not going to play the outro. I'm going to say is LeBron James committed his 5,000 turnover, and good for him and good on him because he blows at the game of basketball.
5,000 turnover.
Michael never turned the ball over 5,000 times. Magic Johnson didn't turn the ball over 5,000 times. See, if you get 5,000, look, 5,000 turnovers, I only have this response.
You blew it. Capiche?
Oh, you didn't hear me? Let me say it again.
You blew it. Capiche?
And now, Cole Sports from the vault.
Daddy, how long has it been since the Cowboys won the Super Bowl?
Whoa, for the longest time. Whoa, for the longest. There's no Dallas Cowboy fans in sight. Are y'all still them boys after tonight? Green Bay destroyed you. No championship for you. That hasn't happened for the longest time. So much has happened since you won your last. Jerry Jones, Mike McCarthy, Dak Prescott, trash. Lost in the wild card. Green Bay just stood on your star. You haven't won it for the longest time. Maybe this won't last very long. You said you'd win this year, but you were wrong. Dak Prescott let down CeeDee Lamb. He's the interception man, and that's all that he's known for.
You're awful quiet over there.
Was that necessary?
Look, I just saw it.
It's a Wednesday.
Yep.
You were jumping all over LeBron James and LeBron sexuals, and that had to show up.
Cole put it in there. Not my fault. Cole put it in there.
The comedic,
and I hadn't had a chance to watch it until now.
I watched it on Total Football Talk when he first put it up there.
And I'll echo what he said. It's one of my favorite songs from Billy Joel for the longest time. Ryan McCarthy in the chat with us says, Trash. Yep. Christopher Hall, what's your plans for today, Snow? I got to feed some rabbits. I got to eat lunch. I got to get a nap. And then I have a basketball game tonight. I have a women's basketball game tonight and tomorrow. Riley, RC, did they stop the game to celebrate his 5,000th turnover? No, because he probably would have turned that one over too. That would have been 5,001.
Ouch. Ouch. All of a sudden, I don't feel so bad now. Ouch.
Didn't I always tell you I have one ready?
In the chamber, too.
Mm-hmm. I had that one sitting in the chamber. Oklahoma and Texas in women's basketball, to answer your question, RC. I have LSU, South Carolina tomorrow. That's at 8. So we're going up at 7:30. And off Friday, so I can sleep. And then Saturday, Nebraska at Iowa at 2 p.m., 1:45 on 1:30, I beg your pardon, on the pregame show. And then y'all know what Sunday is.
Mm-hmm.
Sunday is going to be a nut house.
Brian's either going to cry tears of joy or tears of despair.
I won't cry tears of despair. I won't cry tears of despair for two reasons. One, no star. Two, no cheeseheads. I'm good.
And what if the Lions make it to the Super Bowl?
I have no complaints. I have no complaints because they would have beaten the number one seed. They'd have done it on the road and silenced a loud stadium. Been done before. The Giants did it in 1990.
Yeah, but for that to happen, a lot of things got to go right for the Lions.
Yeah, the Lions need 200 yards of rushing.
Yes.
And it took 51 games for someone to rush for 100 yards against that San Francisco defense.
Plus, they got to stop CMC. They got to contain Brock Purdy.
Mm-hmm.
They got to do something, some sort of miracle.
Here's
with Georgiana Kittle.
And here's a narrative that I'm sick and tired of hearing of.
Oh no.
I'm sick and tired of hearing this narrative that Brock can't do it without one of his weapons.
You're not supposed to.
He did it Saturday without Deebo Samuel.
Well, no. As a quarterback, you were supposed to use your weapons.
Mm-hmm. They want to put this all on Brock Purdy, and it's getting on my nerve.
Every quarterback uses their weapons. Actually, every athlete uses their weapons, whether it's their legs, their arms, or the personnel around them.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't there a legendary wide receiver that Joe Montana would throw to all the time?
Mm-hmm.
I think his initial started with JR.
I believe the name you're looking for is Jerry Rice.
Ah, Jerry Rice.
I believe the name you're looking for is Jerry Rice.
Exactly. Jim McMahon had some weapons of his own.
Dennis McKinnon, Willie Gauld, Walter Payton, Matt Suey, Emery Moorhead.
Troy Aikman also had weapons of his own.
Alvin Harper, Michael Irvin, Jay Novacek, Emmitt Smith, Darryl the Moose Johnston.
Dan Marino had weapons of his own.
Mark Clayton, Mark Duper, Bruce Hardy, Tony Nathan, Woody Bennett. Later on, Irving Fryer.
Same thing with Peyton Manning, as well as Tom Brady.
Mm-hmm. They all have.
Every quarterback has weapons. The greats know how to use them to full effectiveness.
Mm-hmm. The hatred for Brock is so real. All right, let me just go ahead and say it out loud. And I know the joke that's going to come from Ryan McCarthy, and it goes like this. The hate for San Francisco is so real. They want to see the 49ers fail because the Niners have not won the last two championship games they've appeared in. They lost to the Rams and they lost to the Eagles. So all the haters are just expecting it to continue. Mm-hmm. It won't. I believe the 49ers are going to get the job done. They got off to a slow start against Green Bay, and they still won. They weren't supposed to win that game. I said it aloud during my live stream. They weren't supposed to win that game, but they won. So how do you like them apples? It's holes. I'm sorry. Hold up. You know a sound I play now.
Mm-hmm.
Since I have to put more money in the cuss cup.
Mm-hmm. There it is. You love to cussing up a storm if you have to get the one-up man. Pause. Ooh. In my opinion, one of the hardest Mario games to play, Super Mario 3. That'll be LeBron James's career in a nutshell. That's all right. Dak Prescott's career in a nutshell. No, that's Dak's career in a nutshell.
No, this is Dak's career in a nutshell.
No, that's the sound I'm going to play when Mike McCarthy finally gets fired.
With the people pushing him out the door saying,
"So goodbye to you and farewell to thee."
Exactly. But my great grandmother had a doorbell buzzer that sounded like that. Yeah. Every time we would go to her house, we would press the button. She would say, "Who is it?" And then that would come up. We would go upstairs and go see grandmother and Papa. God, I miss those two.
That's LeBron every time he gets fouled in the lane. No, I got another one, and this is gonna sound so wrong, but I'm gonna do it anyway. This is LeBron when he walks down the lane.
Wow.
Nah, I'm just playing sounds. What I'm doing.
Playoffs? Playoffs?
Are you kidding me?
Oh no. This is Ryan McCarthy. I thought that was Sean Kemp post 1998 lockout.
I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking the same thing.
I said the sound I played before was LeBron James walking down the lane. This is Sean Kemp walking down the lane.
Yep.
Little bit of an extension. Hey!
I didn't do that.
Will you quit?
I didn't do that either.
Quad! Will you quit pushing buttons?
Are we being hijacked?
Stop. That was me and Dakota when we first met, and Jody trying to take a picture of us, and we're both making goofy faces.
Nice.
Oh, we were making goofy faces. Dakota and I were making goofy faces, and Jody got frustrated. She eventually got a picture of both of us. No, she's got pictures of both of us.
Yeah, be careful. She is a Southern woman. She might go out and cut a switch for both of y'all.
She already has.
Uh-oh.
This is my bride we're talking about. She already has.
Brian's like,
as soon as Dakota and I saw it.
Oh, crap! Ah, damn it!
Ah, crap.
Ah, crap!
Ah, crap.
Ah, crap!
That answer your question?
You know what?
Yes, sir.
I am reminded of a hilarious little story.
Uh-oh. Let's hear it.
With you and these sound effects.
Oh, no.
So we're Ho Chunky C. I got done with my game.
Yes.
So Brian is doing his game.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a team that had made a couple mistakes. Every time an error was recorded, there was a sound by the legendary Homer Simpson that would be played.
Don't!
There it is.
Don't!
At the time, I was involved with a very pretty young lady named Trish.
Oh, Trish hated me that day.
So she storms out, and I've had enough of that dough sound. We're not doing it anymore. Whatever you do, you play whatever sound you want. Just don't say dough.
Don't!
So she playfully touches my arm and starts heading back into Success Stand where she worked. And all we heard from Snowman after yet another play was
don't.
Let me hear Brian from the concession. Now, mind the concession stand and our booth
is loud.
It's a good few feet away.
Mm-hmm.
To hear that from deep within the bowels
of the concession stand. Which was, I say, a good 75 feet away.
It was
75 to 100 feet away.
It was.
And she hadn't even gotten in the concession stand yet or gotten settled in the concession stand. And yet there was another error that happened and they hear.
Go!
Yep. That scream got me. I'm like, oh, she's about to come kill us all. We all about to get it.
So Victor saunters up to me and says, could you do me a favor? What? Don't play that sound again.
Please.
Which one? This?
Go!
Yep. I felt like Foghorn and Leghorn. Don't do it. I'll get blamed for it.
Well, old Snowman got even.
Mm-hmm.
When Trish came flying out of the concession stand, and she brought reinforcements.
Mm-hmm.
She points a finger at me and says, "Look, I told you not to play that sound. I didn't." Really? Yes, Trish, I didn't. This is your computer. This is your soundboard. Now, who in their right mind would play that sound knowing I've asked you not to? Look behind you.
Which I didn't. So I was framed.
Before Victor got assaulted by Trish's kiss, he went, "What?" And what Victor really wanted to say was,
"What in the all types of blue hell?"
Exactly.
My game finished. I packed up. I said to myself,
"I'm the juggernaut, bitch!"
and walked off. I still got beat up.
Yes, you did.
Because the young lady I was seeing at the time raced behind me, and I had 100-yard lead, folks.
You did.
I had 100-yard lead. I'm sauntering to my car. Victor's walking Trish to her car, and I'm thinking, ain't nobody gonna catch me.
Nope.
This young lady comes flying out of nowhere. Zap! Grabs me on my ass. Like, I didn't like what you did to Trish. You're not gonna like what I do to you if you don't quit. Something I now reserve for my beautiful wife, Jody.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll leave this funny with y'all. We were in the lymphedema clinic this morning, and we were explaining the 5 rules of the house. And the lymphedema and the doctor, the nurse in there was just cracking up. And she's like, y'all have a lot of fun with what you do. Damn straight. Well, Jody, my beauty, says, I come up with a lot of ways to make everything his fault, and he starts cracking up laughing, which, as Victor found out when we met in Chicago, is nothing but the God's honest truth. Because Jody will come up Jody had all of us rolling up in the booth.
When she first came up with the 5 rules of the house, I got rules 1 and 2.
Yes.
Rule 3 messed me up. Lucy.
Yes.
Lucy's a sweetheart.
Lucy's also an idiot. I love Lucy. I do. But as you know, Victor, I've been around cats most of my life.
Right.
And then I got introduced to Lucy. And Jody, one of the first times she texted me, she says, I got to beware of my dog. Why? Because she takes up half the bed. And she weighs only 15 pounds. I said, how does a 15-pound dog take up half the bed? She sent me the proof.
Mm-hmm.
The fourth rule is chocolate fixes all.
Which is actually a rule of life, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. Chocolate fixes everything. And then the fifth rule, as you all know, the answer is always the Colts, according to her. But for me, this weekend, this is the answer. San Francisco. And she picks on me so much about loving the 49ers and everything. And you all wonder why I love her so dearly.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all wonder why I love her. I love her so dearly. Oh, and I didn't tell Victor this. We're going to start a podcast soon.
Oh?
I'll explain that tomorrow.
All
Have
right.
a great day. God bless. Remember to make your next move your best move. And always remember, if your dreams don't scare you,
they're simply not big enough.
Dream big.
Do bigger.
We are, and we hope y'all are too. So long, everybody. God bless you. Back at our regular time tomorrow. So long, everybody.